Same. Believe it or not, my thoughts are very different from when I first listened to it. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah, definitely interesting album, gotta say.
Exactly.
Definitely an interesting album.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna say this right now.
Uh-huh.
Reggie is his worst album from this point on.
Oh yeah,
That's all I'm gonna
definitely. That we could agree on for sure. I mean, I might remember like one song from that album, but yeah, Malpractice is a classic compared to that one. Q,
say.
what
Yeah,
up?
man. 'Cause my boy Q, yo, Q wanted me to talk about the Tupac "Are You Still Down," which I was planning on doing this month anyway too.
Like, I never got that one. I gotta get that.
Yeah, that's the only posthumous Tupac album I'll ever review on
I
this
got the
channel.
other. Unfortunately, I got the other posthumous albums, the Better Days and Loyal to the
Bruh.
Game. I got those. Those came in the hall though. That wasn't my decision. I just bought everything that was in the hall, and that's what came in it. So I'm
Low
like, it's
key,
Tupac. I'm not keep it.
right. Low key, if I had the power, I would probably just find the OG versions of those songs and
uh,
just make those albums out of myself with the OG versions. Or I'll have a playlist
yeah,
like
because
Better Days OG.
there's some OG tracks on Better Days, and I think on Loyal to the Game.
Loyal, Loyal to the Game was just oh my
You know, like
Eminem, really Eminem, really dude.
Eric, what up?
Yeah, I know his mom. I know his mom picked Eminem to produce it, but I'm just like,
Right. Yeah, that's
really?
another that's another artist I looked at like Wyclef. Like he wasn't a super producer. You know, like a couple beats here and there, cool, but I wouldn't run to get Eminem for my album.
Well, if it's the Eminem show or 8 Mile soundtrack, those are some of his best production. I will say that.
Right. Right. Yeah,
But
Eminem.
you said what?
I said Eminem show was classic.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, niggas be saying how oh that album he fell off. I'm like how? Now Encore, I can honestly say I can see
Encore
what everyone's
was
saying,
bad, bad.
but Eminem show,
Yeah,
come on
that's
man,
a
he has
classic.
some of his most.
That's probably his best produced album. I know Dre did some stuff on there as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He had his usual team. He had his
right.
usual team on that album as well too. But
Yeah.
I want to say Dre. I think Dre only did like 2 or 3 songs on that. I know he did what is it? He did that one track Business. I know he did that one.
The Business, I love that.
And I want to say he did Say What You Say, but I could be wrong on that one.
hmm When he dissed Jermaine Dupri on, you
Right.
know, yeah, that Eminem is a class. Eminem show is a classic album. That's his best produced album. You know, Wyclef, like I said, like Wyclef had his great album, The Carnival. He produced it himself. You know, but I didn't look at Wyclef and Eminem like super producers. You know.
Shoot. Low key, man, if we had a beat battle between Eminem and Wyclef, that would have been.
Oh Lord,
I don't know who I would pick.
and Eminem. I think he has more hits than Wyclef.
I mean, beat battle. Like
Oh,
a
beat
beat battle.
battle, just beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Eminem. I'm giving him the edge a little bit.
Shit. I guess. I guess. Shit. We still
Encore
gotta
was
talk about it.
bad.
We still gotta
Huh?
talk about Can I Bust One Day?
Yes. Oh Lord. Is that going to be a part of the shitty reviews series or no?
Nah.
Oh,
Cause I
okay.
believe it or not, I actually do like that album, believe it or not.
I hear people say that.
Like when it comes to cannabis, like his classics are the Mike Club and Rip the Jacker.
I haven't heard
Um
those. I gotta hear those two.
yeah, 2000 BC was cool, but it wasn't
That-
great like that. See Hollywood Story sucked.
Oh, I remember that one when that came out. 'Cause he named it after that the E channel
Hmm.
series.
Yeah,
Remember that one?
yeah, man. After Rip the Jacket, I kind of fell off on cannabis. To be honest with you,
Still a great MC.
it's like he was a he's. I kind of compare him to Keith Murray and shit. It's like he could have done so much for the hip hop game, but he just made a lot of fuck up decisions or label issues.
Would you say cannabis is better than Big L?
Who said that?
Ball for ball? There was a
Can it?
conversation on another podcast that I was a part of that was the discussion last week. Cannabis
Hell no.
ball for ball is better than Big O.
Hell, who the hell said that? What?
Yeah. So
Come on.
some people
Cannabis
thought
never
that.
had a
I'm like, I
verse.
don't. Yeah, cannabis ain't got a classic like Big O.
What? Wow. Big L made a whole verse of punchlines in the
Yeah,
graveyard and stuff. Like,
I said the same thing.
yo, Eric, Master Jam is Rufus's best album. That was the one with Do You Love What You Feel? Yeah, fucking Quincy Jones, man. Like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Quincy,
Yeah, man. Um,
Quincy.
so I want to say a few things before we start the video.
Okay.
So everyone's talking about this whole Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion WAP song or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I was watching the Impressive channel. Shout out to the Impressive channel, by the way. I was watching that, and they talking about how like all the black girls are portrayed as prostitutes, but then you have Kylie Jenner not portrayed as a prostitute or some stuff like that. I'm just like,
Right.
but didn't Kylie get you shot though? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny, but I just kind of find a way how Kylie's in the video with Megan. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Right.
And then Lil Yachty's trying to be like the face of Aunt Jemima now. Like,
Are you serious? They really gonna make him the spokesperson for Aunt Jemima?
that's what I was reading. I was like,
Oh,
that's stupid. That's
these
stupid as hell.
these companies are bugging, man. What family is gonna go into a supermarket and see Little Yachty on Aunt Jemima syrup and want to buy it?
Shit.
You know,
So why would you want to be a house nigga? That's my question.
crazy.
That's why for my next song, Coming for the Bitches, man, I'm talking about that shit.
Yes. Oh yeah. I like that
Yeah,
beat too.
that beat, man. That beat was fucking hot though. I ain't gonna fuck. 'Cause I
Oh yeah.
made that like fucking 5 o'clock in the morning.
Little Eric said Little Yachty was dressing up like Oprah.
Yeah, yeah. He had a song called Oprah. I think he did it with Drake called Oprah, something like that.
Oh my god.
He dressed up as Oprah. Like this is what the hip hop game came to.
Mm.
Shoot.
The more and more bullshit that come out the mainstream, the farther away I get from the mainstream. You know, I'll
Yeah,
stay underground.
that's why I stick to Griselda, my Freddie Gibbs. Hell, I listen to Megan Thee
Did,
Stallion. So I ain't gonna
did you
front.
see the Kanye track listing for From a God to a King
By who?
by Conway? That's the album before the album, not the official Shady debut. This is like the appetizer. He
Oh
has
no, I
Dej
didn't see
Loaf
that.
on the song. Dej Loaf and Conway. Like,
Really?
yeah, they might as well
Oh,
just say fuck it. Y'all in it for the mainstream. This is what I was talking about weeks ago.
well, see, it's a thing I have to say. There's rappers who are mainstream that still keep their integrity and
Hmm.
stuff like that. Like Kendrick Lamar, perfect
Right.
example. He still keeps his integrity. Um, and I never really heard any bad thing from Conway, in my
Hmm.
opinion, too.
Until now,
But Dej Loaf
I,
isn't really that
I
bad.
want to see. Well, remember I told you, don't be surprised if you see Doja Cat or Megan Thee Stallion on one of their albums because that's where they're headed. When you sign with a major, that's what's gonna happen.
Shit, fuck Doja
Dej
Cat.
Loaf, I'm skipping over that track. I don't care for Dej Loaf.
I'd rather have Dej Loaf than that fucking white supremacist Doja Cat.
Oh Lord, she's
Now all
pretty
of
to look at, but she's
now
another Nicki Minaj knockoff.
now all of a sudden she talks about my pussy talks and stuff like that. Now everyone forgives her for what she said. Hell no.
She's pretty to look
Hell
at.
no.
I like to look at her, but
Oh yeah,
I see
she's
Nick.
pretty.
I see Nicki when I see her. Like that is a straight rip off of Nicki Minaj.
But I see Nicki when I see half these female MCs minus
Yeah.
Rhapsody and
Oh
maybe
yeah, sure. You know what I mean?
yo, yo, man. I had a feeling I was watching that Tyler Perry play Diary of a Mad Black Woman,
Uh,
and why this nigga Tyler Perry singing a country grammar song and stuff? yo,
oh shit. I,
yo, country grammar though.
I saw. You know that turned 20 years this week.
Yeah, I know.
I saw him on. He was on Sway talking about it. I'm like, are y'all really having an episode for Country Grammar? Holy shit.
Hey, country grammar's a classic. It's a classic for the good
Do
and
you
the
have that? You have that album?
yeah. I got Nelly's first 2 or 3 albums. Remember from that CD lot I got.
Ooh.
Hell, I wouldn't even mind doing a review on country grammar one day.
Oh no. I never heard a Nelly album ever. So.
Bro, I
Tell
remember
you.
when that song Dilemma from Nellyville came out.
Mhm.
Everybody was on that, like, no matter what I do.
Oh
I was like,
god.
y'all can't even see.
They overplayed that. Overplayed that joint.
Nelly,
I
I
don't get
love
I don't
you.
get tired of hearing it, yo. Like it's been 20 something years. I don't get tired of hearing it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. It's a classic song. It's a classic song, but at the same time, it's like, really, was it? I've heard better hip hop love songs. Like I'd rather, hell, I would put LL Cool J's Paradise over that song.
Oh yes, definitely a good song. Just on a bad album. I mean, I don't know how people feel about 10. I just thought 10 wasn't solid.
Trash.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like two
10
good
was.
songs of Love You Better and Paradise.
I hate Love You Better, man. Shit.
Yeah, like I actually got the single. I got the CD single for that, for Love You Better. But I heard Styles P do a freestyle to that track. It don't sound good.
Ew.
Yeah, way back, like in his mixtape days, he did a freestyle to that beat. Nah, no
Man.
Ashley tonight. She didn't want to do Redman.
Yeah, but yeah, she's coming over after.
She's coming on after the review.
Yeah. Which we're gonna go on in about 2 more minutes. Excuse me.
What do I
Um,
think about Sway? Sway is the man. You know, like I love watching his show. You know, Sway in the morning with Heather B. And, you know what I'm saying? I'll follow Sway from back when he was with Sway and Tech, and then when he went to MTV and all that.
yeah, man.
And,
Sway's that dude, man. He gave Tupac and Biggie the last movie. That's crazy.
like, yeah, and Sway handled Kanye well. Like I never like seen anybody handle Kanye the way he did. Like he remember when Kanye was on there and he was ranting and Sway was
Yep.
like, "Yo, you better calm your ass down, or I'll fuck you up." You know what I'm
You know,
saying? Like
Sway don't
he from
Sway don't
Oakland,
care.
yo. Like you know what I'm saying? He wasn't about to tolerate Kanye shit.
Dude. Speaking of Kanye, is he running for president or not? Because I'm sick and tired of seeing this
I
man
don't
and
even,
president and in the same sentence.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Shit.
Kanye is Kanye. That's all I see, man. Kanye is Kanye.
Exactly. Yeah, let's get started.
Yeah.
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of our hip hop review. This your homeboy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Trial with me.
What up?
Um so if I was to do this review 3 years ago, this would probably be my trash review. But I decided to give this album a fair chance. It's Redman with Malpractice.
Yes.
This is his fifth studio album. Um I know you promoted for this album too, right?
Yes, I did. I did.
Uh
I was on the Def Jam Street team for this album, unfortunately. And after they pushed it back so many times back in '01, and we only pushed the Let's Get Dirty single. We didn't push like everything else on it. So I think that has something to do with it not doing good.
hey, I mean, I'm not surprised and shit like that because didn't he do a song with Christina Aguilera?
That was
Oh
for
yeah,
her
he
album.
did.
That was for the Stripped album. I
Okay,
promoted for
okay.
that one too. I was on the Christina Street team for that one, and that went like quadruple platinum. She got a Grammy for that.
Yeah, that
You know?
that's one of her best albums, man. Stripped.
Yeah,
Whew.
definitely. I gave that away, unfortunately, to my ex-girlfriend. She was in love with Christina, so I don't have that album again.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I gotta get that back. But yeah, I
Give it to
promoted
me.
for that album. That album did better with Redman than this one. So you know what I mean? Go figure.
Right. Y'all should know who Redman is. Talks about what the album. There's a Dark Side, Muddy Waters, and Doc's the name. Blackout is coming. It's coming. I know a lot of people talk about that. It's coming. And this is his fifth studio album. Singles albums known for Let's Get Dirty, I Can't Get in the Club, and Smash Something. All of my Def Jam Vendetta heads, y'all should know about that song, Smash Something and shit. Um, Guest appearances we have Adam F, G Forbes, DJ Cool, Icarus, Mally G, aka Jamal, Scarface. Wow, Scarface on the Redman album. That's interesting. But I think around that time, this one he was in Def Jam South, so it kind of makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. We promoted for the Fix. He was already on Def Jam.
Classic album, man. Fix.
Oh yeah,
Um, Tretch. Jersey got to stand up.
yeah.
Method Man, Socrates, Street Life, Keith Murray, D-Don, Double O, Vod, Sugar Bear, and Pace One, Missy Elliott, DMX. Yeah. Producers include The Mascot, Eric Sermon, Adam F, Rockwilder, Socrates, Diverse, and DJ Twins. Alright, so after the release of Doc's the Name, Redman was on his commercial peak. That was actually his highest selling album to date. And so his partnership with Method Man was very prominent around that time. They were appearing on shows together, performing together. So it made sense that they dropped the legendary album Blackout. Originally, that album was supposed to be called America's Most Blunted, but for obvious reasons, they called this album Blackout for obvious reasons. Which Blackout, in my opinion, it's a good album, but it has like a lot of flaws too, in my opinion, which we'll talk about that one day. Um, and so right after the release of Blackout, he was getting ready for this album too. But like you mentioned, this album got like pushed back a couple times and stuff like that. And long and behold, in 2001, that's when this album came about. Um, there's a lot going on in this album cover that
There
I
is.
was. Is this supposed to be Mr. Potato Head or something like that?
That's the mascot from Doc's the Name 2000. But like in the booklet, he was like in animated,
Oh
like
wow,
it was animated or whatever. But it's like this actually the mascot or whatever in real life. So I didn't understand. The album cover have nothing to do with the album. I really didn't understand why he chose that album cover.
shit. Um, Also the same year in 2001, y'all forgot the movie How High came out
Right.
and stuff like that. Um, Dope movie, classic movie in my opinion. Even though How High 2 sucked.
Yeah. I didn't even watch it.
Lil Yachty and DC Young Fly, man. I mean, I have no issue with DC Young Fly, but Lil Yachty, man, come on. But yeah, and then even the white girl, man, she just
Yeah,
looks like,
the midget nurse.
oh, that white girl's a midget?
That's a midget. Yeah.
Shit, okay, oh, damn. Oh, now I see it in the back. Okay, now I see it. Oh, wow. Um, but I would say I like the way how the CD is. Where is
Yeah,
Reggie Noble?
that was dope.
That shit
The
looks
album
hot.
booklet is actually dope. Like the pictures and stuff.
Okay, I got Redman and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Shoot.
The album cover makes no sense. It has nothing to do with the album, Eric.
Hold up, is this supposed to be Bill Clinton?
Yeah, I'm assuming because yeah, 'cause we still had Clinton. We still have Clinton in office
2001.
in '01. No, we have Bush.
Yeah, but I guess since this I was pushed back a couple of times, I think they're
Right,
gonna have Clinton there.
right. And Clinton used to smoke, so
even
That
though
makes
he didn't
sense.
inhale.
He didn't inhale, so he claims.
What the fuck?
Uh, some Ren and Stimpy shit going on here, yo. I told
Speaking
you
of
the
Renner,
book is probably like the best thing about the album. You know what I'm saying? The animation and shit.
mm, he's promoting Lady Lux.
Yeah, remember Lady
Uh,
Luck?
yeah, I
Lady
remember
Luck,
she
she
was
never
on the
came out. Never came out. And then they
and
got,
Def
you know, they
Jam.
always had like the Def Jam schedule on the back of the booklet with all the albums coming out.
Even
You
though three
know,
of them only came out,
Foxy Brown, Broken Sounds, that actually came out. Fast and Furious soundtrack, Rush Hour 2 soundtrack, Ludacris new album, Ja Rule new album. Socrates and Icarus never came out though.
Def Jam was always notable for that fucking crap,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like
always.
sometimes, sometimes I ask myself, I think they just put these people there just to like
You know
raise
what I mean?
people's expectations.
Like if you have like the OG copies of any like of the early Rockefeller albums, and they always had like the Rel album coming soon, and he never dropped nothing, or the Rangers, and they never dropped anything.
Right.
You know, crazy.
Shit, man. But and other than that, this album, 23 songs. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's
All right,
it's a cool album.
let's hit it.
Yeah,
Track number one, Roller Coaster Malpractice, featuring Adam F. and G Forbes. So this is like them going on a little roller coaster. I think they're like in some circus or some fair or some shit.
man.
Just supposed to be like welcoming into the insanity. I mean, it's insane. It fits the album. Yeah, it's insane and stuff like that. I ain't gonna front.
hmm
So I would say this. It does fit the album.
I'm, I mean, well, to me, I feel like if you was gonna go with that route, the album cover should reflect the sound of the album, and the album cover is just a totally different thing from the intro, and it reminded me of like watching, if anybody remember, Final Destination Part 3, when they had like the killer roller coaster, and it reminded me of that, and you had like the host, this like demented host of this roller coaster called Malpractice, and he's telling like the like seven people that's getting on the roller coaster, like only four of you will survive. The other three will die, and that's gonna be the end of it. And um, it had like a real like fun house of horror type of vibe to it. Like I watch a lot of horror films, and I've seen like horror films involving like I said, like Final Destination 3 and other films like that, where it was about like haunted fun houses at amusement parks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of that, and then you know it was crazy. Like like I was listening to this. Yo, I haven't played this album in years. Like I want to say like since 2000. Cause I actually Def Jam never sent me the album. They sent me the single for Let's Get Dirty. But I went out and I bought the album when albums used to release on Friday. I bought the album that Friday, and I haven't played it from beginning to end since 2001. So this is like the first time in years that I played this album from beginning to end. And throughout the album, you have this demented, funhouse host, and like he's within like the skits and after songs that come on, and that set the tone for the album. This intro, and you'll hear him again later on, again on the roller coaster of this malpractice roller coaster. And I just felt like I wish the album cover would have reflected the theme of this album, because the album cover makes no sense at all with the album. You know what I'm saying? They could have had like how Far Side had this Bizarre Ride to the Far Side with the roller coaster. Redman
Yeah.
could have had something like that for this album cover, where he have actually see like the demented host of the funhouse, on the album cover with like the seven people all screaming their heads off on the roller coaster. I think that would have been a dope album cover. But the intro was interesting. It was interesting, and it set the tone for this album. So I thought it was something different from Redman, and you know how Redman is. Every album is different from the last, so I thought it was a unique intro to set things off on the song.
Got you. Okay. All right. So that was the roller coaster intro, which leads us into the next short song, Diggy Dock. Diggy Dock, Diggy Dock, Diggy Dock. This was a pretty cool song. Some not really as like memorable as other like first songs in Redman's catalog, like Time for Some Action, or even like Bobby had to this and stuff like that. But I just felt like it was decent, vintage Eric Sermon beat right there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was cool. It's like you said, like it wasn't a great track to start off after the intro, because he had time for some action that was great to start that album off, and Bobby had to this off of there. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like it was okay at like an '80s type of old school beat to it. And I like the lines Red said, I'm crazy nigga. When I was young, I spread and shaved both legs to my babysitter. Ran into baby's kids in a baby pickup. Shot up Toys R Us and robbed KB nigga. Fire. So referencing the old school toy stores, Toys R Us and KB. I bought a lot of classic toys from those two stores back in the day. It was a cool song, but I felt like that shouldn't have been the song to start off this album after the intro. But it was alright.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a long way from here. um, Track number three, Lick a Shot. Lick a Shot. I didn't really care too much for this track right here. Even though Redman lyrically he did his thing on the song, I just really didn't care for the beat. And this might be kind of controversial. As much as I love Eric Sermon, some of his beats on this album was kind of hit or
Mm,
miss.
right.
I don't know. This is gonna be very because I'm always giving praise to Sermon, but I don't know what it was. I think he saved some of his best stuff for the music album, if you ask me.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was it had that vintage Def Squad sound. The beat and the bass line, the guitar strings. You had like the monkey sounds in the back. That's another thing because there's a lot of similarities when it comes to like the sound and like even the characters on the skits on this album. They came from Doctor Name 2000. So this is like a sequel almost to Doctor Name 2000, and you hear like the monkey sounds in the background. That you heard a lot of that on Doctor Name. And I'd like the lyrics you said on the Yo Dogs, I'm an MC. I don't think how you rap stars think. I rush you like you made the last call for drinks. My pipes burst and I ain't installed the sink. The radiator, I keep it in the quarter mink. And then I like the chorus, you're saying, are you ready to get high with that? If you hot and lick a shot. And then you got like the gunshots going off, and it was a cool track. I'd rather this be the start off track after the intro than Diggy Doc, but I thought I had like that vintage Eric Sermon sound to it.
I can respect your opinion pretty much. um, After Lick a Shot is Let's Get Dirty. I Can't Get in the Club.
Yeah.
The traditional early 2000s club hit. Every time I think of like a club hit from the 2000s, this is one of the songs that first come to my mind. And it's
Mm,
produced by Walk Wilder too.
right.
So this track right here was a pretty big track for its time and stuff like that. Redman, Redman talking about can't get in the club and stuff like that. It's a very funky, funny track. Um, this was also in Def Jam Fight for New York, man.
Mm,
Classic, classic, classic game,
definitely.
man. Like I still play that game to this day, man.
Oh yeah.
To this day, let me stop. um, as commercial as the song is, Redman still brings lyricism to this life. When he says, "Blazing like Biggie passed us a semi in here. Don't sleep, stay wide awoke. You dial Doc, not dial a joke. Crawl or you'll die in smoke. I'll keep it twisted when the hawk is out." Like, I don't know, man. Just lyrically, it's dope. But if you're into that whole club banger stuff like that, then this is the song for you.
Yes, that's definitely a great first single, and it is like one of them crunk singles. You know, it's a party starter. It's a club joint. It's real rowdy, and you know that Red was always good at like those rowdy club joints, and having DJ Cool on the chorus, and he was really big at that time too. And you know, it's banger. You know what I'm saying? And the video was so hilarious when he's in the club. And he's bringing like he got like a gang of chicks in the car, and they're like barefoot, and then like there's a chick at the end that she goes walk up the stairs and she starts like tumbling down the stairs, and the niggas laughing at her at the door, and they had like he had like fat chicks with him in the club. It was like a lot of stuff going on in that video. You gotta check that out. But definitely it was a dope song, and then like Christina did her own version of it for the stripped album, and he was on that. And I think he should have had Christina on this joint. Like just why not have like that collab from my album on this album? You know what I'm saying? That could have been. I think I could have sold more units to the album. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was a dope first single. And, that's really the only big deal for his album. So I like it.
Facts. Yeah. I think something's up with your mic playback. Yeah, a lot of people say your mic playback is messed up.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you. It just sounds a little distorted.
I can't hear you.
You say you can't hear me?
My mic is messing up.
Yeah, they say your mic is messing up.
Hold up.
All right.
All right, let me come back then. I can't like hear the volume at all.
Okay, I'll send you the link again. Okay. But yeah, man, like the 2000s, they always had them club bangers. Lil Jon Get Low, Nelly with Tip Drill, or any song from the first two albums. If you wanna go ride with me, hey, must be the money. That shit. That song like that, I listen to that song to this day, man. Like that crap right there, it's go hard. But yeah, man, like what was I about to say? I can read y'all some more verses I found so while I'm waiting for Try, especially and stuff like that. There's one verse, one line he said in the first verse where he says, "My dress code all black when I'm making the moves, similar to the new PlayStation 2. I can't help it if the club only packing a G and the fire marshal want to shut it down in 3." Yeah, man. Even though in these days and stuff like that, the club closes at 2 and stuff like that in these days. Or better yet, we ain't even going to no clubs this whole quarantine and bullshit. But yeah, man. But yeah, man. While I'm waiting for Try, I'll just get to the next song, which is called WKYA Drop. This was the first track that Redman actually produced. Uh, I want to say like this is supposed to represent like a radio WKYA, like a radio station and stuff like that. Um, yeah, man, just a radio station and him announcing, and then Redman just doing his own thing, like spitting some dope bars and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that was a pretty dope track right there. I didn't like that one. My favorite line was when he said, "Beef, we bring it on with tap shoes and hope the popo's there. Graduated, they said Red would go nowhere. Uh huh. Now Source Awards riding water buffalo there. Polo gear holes in it, the popo wear. Asked out, check the weather report for cold air. Brr. On the hottest day of the summer, I snowmobile in." Like that shit right there is a very hot line and stuff like that. I love the way he definitely like used like the weather metaphors and stuff like that. So I found that to be very dope. So while I'm waiting for Try, I sent Try that email. I'll just see what the chat has to say. Eric said I can see Beanie Siegel on that track. Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see Beanie Siegel. It definitely has that early Rockefeller sound to it and shit like that. I can definitely see what you're talking about. Um, I know I asked y'all what's y'all favorite Redman album. A lot of people say what the album. There's Dark to Life. I know the first three albums. I know a lot of y'all said that. Oh, Eric, you said your favorite Redman album was Docs the Name 2000? Oh, shit. Okay, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. I think y'all were also talking about what's your favorite, what's the worst hip hop album? Jesus. Ronnie said Puff Daddy Forever. Yo, that Forever album, that Forever album to this day, man. Oh, what a horrendous album. Very horrendous. You said the album cover is laughable. Oh, the album cover is definitely laughable. Like, I don't know what the hell Puffy was trying to think about with that album, but whatever it wasn't working. Um, I remember when I was watching the VMAs one time and Chris Rock made a joke talking about forever. Give it about 3 more weeks and stuff like that. So yeah, man. Um, Try had to go fix up his microphone and stuff like that, but he'll be back. So I decided just to stop at the track number 5 and wait for him to come back. What else? What else? Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. He said Eric said Encore shouldn't have been so long, should have been shorter. Whatever works, man. The album is still gonna be trash regardless. Let's see. That Diddy Forever album is garbage, straight torture music. The feds use the album to get people to snitch on. Damn. Yo. That's wild, man. That's fucking wild. Not the feds said the album to make people snitch on one another. That's wild. Um, I think we all know at this point that Diddy's not a good rapper. So shit, I think we all know at that point. Let's see what else people are saying. There we go. Come on, try. I have mixed feelings about that Howard spinoff. I don't know how I feel about that. Yo.
My bad. Yep.
No, you good. Yeah, we stopped at
Yeah.
WKYA drop.
Okay. So you heard everything I said about Let's Get Dirty?
Yeah, I heard everything you said, even though like even your mic played, but I still got everything what you were trying to say and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh yeah. WKIA. This skit. You know, you had like this skit with the DJ. It's a radio DJ, and he's like saying how it's hot outside, and it's so hot. You got to crack a brew and chill, relax on a summer day, and you know you have you telling people to call in. Then you got like a dope beat playing, and that was hot. The bass line was dope, and Red is actually rapping on this skit, and he's saying on your hottest day of the summer, I snowmobiling, stacking new jacks in the car to blow the building. I thought I was fire, and the New Jack City reference, and it was a cool skit.
Hmm. Yeah, man. I always love it when Redman does those radio skits for some reason and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Right. Oh
saying?
yeah.
And then we're gonna get into Two-Way Madness, which is a skit. What happened in this skit? It was a pretty funny skit and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, what was happening in this skit again? Completely
There was
forgot.
a dude. There was a dude that was, yeah, two sits back to back, crazy. There was a dude and his woman, and the dude is like receiving some messages on his two-way. This is back when Blackberries was a thing, and your two-ways, and he didn't know who was two-waying him, and his girl was like, it's probably that other bitch you fucking with, and it's probably one of your baby mamas, and he's cursing his woman out, he's like, shut up, bitch, and all this other stuff, and his girl like she set him up. Like it was somebody that texted him that got his number. He didn't know who it was. He come to find out his
Oh,
girl gave the other dude his number, and he ended up shooting him.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah, and then she ended up getting shot herself at the end of the skit by the guy.
Wow. Okay. Because I've written the Who Wants to Fuck a Millionaire skit under the Two Way Madness skit. That's why I was like, what happened in this skit again? Because
Yeah,
I got my notes mixed up. But
too many
oh
skits
shit.
on here.
True, but with Redman, he makes the best skits, so I don't really blame the skits too much. Which leads us into Real Niggas because every rapper gotta have a song called Real Niggas. This features Ecars, Mally G, Scarface, and Tretch. This has got to be the one of the most weirdest
Yeah,
posse cuts, man.
that lineup
Scarface and Tretch.
that lineup is weird.
But it's a dope song and stuff like that. Tretch coming, fucking Tretch, man. That nigga is one of my favorite lyricists
Hmm.
ever.
Oh yeah,
If there was one rapper I wish would drop the solo album, it would be Tretch.
should have been at one.
Exactly. Should have been Tretch, man. Should have been Tretch.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm kind of glad he did it because who knows what that solo album would entail and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? But I felt like Redman and Tretch definitely did their thing on this posse cut.
right.
Scarface was good too, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Scarface was pretty dope.
Mhm.
Um, Everybody else like Icarus and Jamal, they all did their thing. But to me, man, Tretch just murdered, it, especially with the lines like "Fuck a jolly jingle, old bitches break for bingo. Christmas time, I crack yak and crisp with Pringle. Getting funk from Nefos and scratch my nuts with your single. Who's the gay scratcher minus the rap masters? Name is K with the gay G after. Like,
Mhm.
and I think that was if I'm not mistaken, I think that was like a shot at DJ KG because during like the late '90s, Naughty by Nature,
Mhm.
they had like a falling out with KG over some money issues and
He had
stuff
a
like
fight.
that.
It was. I heard it was a fight between him and KG.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, supposedly. I don't know how true it is. It was a fist fight between him and KG, and then later on, he ended up having beef with Vinny. So the common denominator in Naughty by Nature is Tretch.
Yo, Tretch is a wild boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga Tretch a wild boy. I heard he whooped Pasta Noose's ass one time.
Yep. They all had beef with Naughty. They talked about that.
Yeah, they did it on stage.
Yeah. It was something De La said on was it Stakes is High? It was one of those
Yeah,
albums and Naughty didn't like what they said.
yeah. It was the intro to Stakes is High,
Right,
and you also should know that De La had smoked with Tupac too, and so
right.
Fresh and Pop were cool as hell too. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. I just feel like it was. But De La Soul, man. I love De La Soul. They always be sneak dissing hella MCs too. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie. Shit.
Yeah.
But it's on you.
Yeah, I think it was a weird posse cut. You know what I'm saying? It was weird to hear Scarface with Tretch and Redman and Marley G and Kid Icarus. It was weird. I think Scarface killed it. His verse was dope. Redman's verse was dope. I like what he said. My boys is beastie. We grew up untamed, unemployed, and eating. You sharks in the water, avoid the deep end. We only fuck chicks that enjoys the beating. Fire lines by Red. Using his bag on his posse cut. Marley G was forgettable. I don't really care for his verse on it. I think he came hard on other songs. Icarus, I didn't like his verse on this one, but Icarus killed it later on this album. But it was a nice track. It had like a dark beat, nice bass line. You know, it was cool. Like Tretch is underrated as an MC. I always felt like he was. I don't think nobody has his style when it comes to the bars, and he should have been dropped a solo album. But it was a interesting posse cut to say the least.
Yeah, very interesting posse cut. Um, Not as interesting as that posse cut in Forever though.
Oh Lord, that's bad. Somebody mentioned Forever 2 on here. I forgot who it was.
Yeah, yeah, we were talking about the
Terrible,
Forever album while you were out.
terrible. That's the worst album. Somebody asked, "What's the worst album?" That's the worst album. The PD Forever album.
Shoot.
That China Doll.
Yo. Next track. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, I forgot to talk about the skit. There's a skit after the real niggas go off, where like there's like a white guy in the hood, and he's asking for some and what they call at that time was like some weed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he goes to the hood, and when he goes to the hood, like the niggas in the hood feel like he's popo, and they start they try to like beat his ass or whatever, and then it goes into the track. I forgot to mention the little skit.
Shoot. Man. Thanks for letting me know because I was like,
Yeah,
why? That's another song. And you know, rappers around that time, I always have a song called or
right,
Aha.
right. Exactly.
Or my favorite, and I know, and I know, and I know.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay, but this was a pretty straight track. It sounded like something from the Docs the Name,
Yeah.
Docs the Name sessions and stuff like that. Just by like the beat, like the up tempo-ness of the beat and stuff like that. So I found it to be very solid.
Yeah, I like the beat, the bass line, the congos in the background. I love Redman's flow on here. Like he was like his flow was like going along with the beat pattern, and he said you'll get touched too with the cannon around the handle. I'll fuck you bandana, dog. I was born with balls and bad manners. That's why me and your broad is on camera. And then he goes into I like the chorus. To my niggas that say fuck hoes. Only real dogs with their red nose. If it ain't green, can accept those. And can't roll with niggas that's petrol. That joint. So I like the chorus because it goes along with the beat, and his flow went along with the beat as well. That was a dope song. I didn't like the skit before the song, but that's it's Redman. So
Hmm. Yeah, man, Redman. Always with them skits though, but
yeah,
um, which leads us into the bullshit featuring Icarus. Um, this song was okay. I wasn't really too crazy about this track to keep it above with you.
I like the beat for this, and I think not Redman but Icarus killed this joint. And he said I don't care if you broke or not. I don't care if you sell weed, dope, coke or not. Nigga, I'll still smoke the Glock. Give your face polka dots. Y'all better hope I stop. Then he said later on, shorty looking at me funny like I don't get bank. My house is hot, bitch. I swim in my fish tank. I think he killed the track. He overshadowed Redman, and I've never said that about. I don't think I've said that about any Redman song, but I definitely feel like he overshadowed Redman on this beat. Nice beat by Eric Sermon. One of those vintage Eric Sermon beats as well.
Exactly. Shit. Which leads us into the next track. Who wants to fuck a millionaire skit?
There's another skit after the bullshit with Uncle Quilly. Remember Uncle Quilly was on, I believe There's a Dark Side.
Yeah.
He was on the Green Island track, right? Like the intro
Yeah.
for that. Yeah,
Yep.
Uncle Quilly returns on there's just like a small skit after the bullshit, which goes into Who Wants to Fuck a Millionaire skit.
Mm. Yeah, man. Like I said, for all these damn skits, you would think it's a fucking concept album. Shit.
Yeah, basically it should have been.
Like Redman being a fucking doctor, trying to save hip hop or something like that.
Right.
Whatever, man. Yeah. Who wants to fuck a millionaire? It's like a play on the game show of the same name. Who wants to be a millionaire? Rest in peace, Reese Stillman. He was hosting that show. Yeah, man. It was a pretty funny skit. Honestly, this is probably my favorite skit off this whole album.
And there's two skits in one. There's the first skit with the game show, and then like there's another skit after that. The first skit is like like retro, like the Who Wants to be a Millionaire, like Who Wants to Fuck a Millionaire, and you got the host. Her name was Saggy Titty Margaret, and the contestant was Pussyfoot Peaches, and Pussyfoot is telling Margaret how she'd been on 4 hip hop tours, and she's an aspiring dancer, but she's basically like a hip hop groupie. And it's like she makes a joke. Margaret makes a joke at the end about how she gotta she said something about like keep getting wet or something about that keep getting open and you know what I mean, like you'll get lucky, some students like that. But then it goes into another skit where like there's a dude bumping Jigga in the background. You hear like a Jigga song, and then he accuses his girl of fucking Redman or whatever. Because I think she told him to turn off the Jigga's track and put on the Redman, and he's like, oh,
Oh,
you fucking Redman, ain't you? And then he said she wanted to turn off the Jigga joint and put on Redman, and he's telling this woman, he's like, bitch, don't you touch my CD player. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
he was like, "You stink ass bitch!" Like he kicked. They had an argument, and he ended up kicking his girlfriend out the car and cursing out. He's like, "You stink ass bitch! Fuck you!" Blah. It was crazy, but yeah, like I said, like there's a lot of skits on this album, and this was like one skit with two it's like one whole track, but it's like two skits in one. So that was Who Wants to Fuck a Millionaire?
That's funny as fuck. So the next track we got is called
Enjoy the
"Enjoy the
Ride.
Ride," featuring Method Man, Socrates, and Street Life. This is produced by Diverse, and I do not like this track. I don't like this track. I just thought it was like, first of all, the beat trash.
Right.
I ain't like the beat. Like, I love Method Man and stuff like that, but not even Method Man can save this shit. Even though
Mm-mm.
I like the line where Meth said, like when Daddy's home, can't nobody beat the kids, right? You know the clan, and you know the fucking man. Meth rock a mic without a kickstand. Like, I like that line and stuff, but other than that, I just got bored with it.
Yeah, the track, like the track is visual because I can see like them being on again. You have like the demented host is back. I don't think we ever got to find out his name, right?
So what?
The host of the Malpractice roller coaster. That I forgot. I don't think they said his name on the album.
I don't think so either. Or
It,
I
the
don't think so
demented
either.
host is back, and he's basically like they're on the roller coaster again, and they're like they passed like Heart Attack Mountain, and he's like, we just crossed Heart Attack Mountain, which is self-explanatory. And he's getting all demented and riled up, and you know, Dr. Travis is on here again, another character from Days of Dark Side. Dr. Travis returns for this skit, and you hear him in the background, and yeah, I didn't care for this posse. Meth had the best verse to me on here, and he said, it is what it is, shitting on your kids. Can live where we live. I can't be defeated like nobody beats the Wiz. Like when Daddy saw him, can't nobody beat the kids. Fire lines, but from Meth, he was always a great lyricist. But even Meth can't save this track. It just sounded like adventurous. It sounded like they were going on an adventure,
Right.
but it was like I don't know, like it. I think Redman tried to make this album cinematic on wax because he at that time he was like doing TV shows and movies. You know what I'm saying? And I like some of these skits. It felt like it should have been like a show. It could have been like especially the skits. It could have been like a show or like a web series or whatever. And it just felt like it was like it didn't feel like a hip hop track. It felt like it was like a movie being played out on wax. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I didn't care for the song. I didn't care for the beat. You know what I'm saying? It could have been better. You know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Shit, man. Um, Another skit, Jerry Swinger stick up. What is this? Was Redman watching like a lot of TV while making this album?
I told you the album played out like a movie, yo. It's like mad shit that could have been like a movie or web series on here. Mad, it's like more skits than actual songs.
Shit. Yo, man. Yo, yeah. This kind of reminds me of the one stick up, the bus stick up on the Muddy Waters album. It kind of reminds me of
Right,
that shit.
right.
Come on, hit
Um,
me. All right. Oh shit. Like Ray motherfucker. Oh shit, Redman, man, you be having me on the low, laughing on the low and shit. But track number 13 we got is
oh,
called Jump.
I didn't talk about the skit though.
My fault, my fault.
I want to say like yo, like I remember watching Jerry Springer back in the '90s, and that's all he had on there was about, he was Jerry Springer was like Maury before Maury, like he was. That's all. He was a guy that was Dr. Springer, and then when he switched channels from NBC to CW, he became Jerry Springer, and became Springer, and then he was like that's all he was showing was, either it was paternity tests or it was infidelity or incest, all kind of shit. And this is like the ghetto version of Jerry Springer. It's like you had like the Mercedes was on there with her man Ray Ray, and Jerry Springer kept fucking up his name. And then, Mercedes was like, yo, she wanted her, from Ray, she wanted Ray Ray to wash her feet and to tighten her weave and take the wax out of her ears, all kind of shit. And the host Jerry is like being a wisecrack, and he's like saying, oh well, maybe you should have married a Q-tip and shit like that. And um Mercedes was cheating on Ray Ray with this guy named Stewart, and Stewart ironically worked for Ray Ray. So Ray Ray, once he figured found that out, he um he got mad and he took out a gun and he said he decided to stick up the whole show, and he told the everybody, the audience, like, yo, take off your nose rings, your tongue rings, all fucking rings you got, give me your purses, your easy pass, your welfare card, everything, money, all that. And the host Jerry, he said like another joke that Ray Ray didn't like, and he end up I think he ended up shooting the host or whatever.
Oh
And then
Jesus.
at the end of the skit, you hear like the whole audience screaming and they're running for their lives and shit. It was another hilarious skit. Again, I just feel like it was way too many skits on this album, and this could have been like a movie or something, because like Redman, all of these skits on here were like cinematic, like you can actually like visualize what was going on. So, but it was an interesting skit. It was just too many on here though.
Shit. Yo, we over here talking about celebrity crushes on the chat right now. I'm cracking up.
I see that Robin Givens. Oh my god.
Yo, it's crazy because I was just watching In the House earlier, and there was an episode of Robin Givens in it. And it sounds like every character, she's always out for getting money and shit.
Yeah, the barracuda that she is.
Oh shit. Yo, yeah, I said, would y'all fuck Robin Roberts?
Hell no. She mad over. Did she have cancer?
I mean, yeah, she had cancer.
I
Well,
ain't
she
fucking
beat
with you
it.
that had cancer, man. I'm sorry. You gotta be like Holly Berry Farm if you got cancer. Me fuck you.
Hey man, if it's not an STD, I'm fucking.
Oh my lord, the man Dre is standing for
Shit,
your cock, yo.
fuck. Shit, I'll fucking go in a wheelchair too. Fuck that.
Oh my god. What
Shit,
am I hearing?
shit. Eat her out. Eat
Oh,
her out, and she'll probably get the feeling in her legs.
oh my god.
Oh shit. Alright. Next track is Jump. This features George Clinton Jr. And it's kind of interesting because it has like the beat has like a G funk feel to it and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Right,
Um, pretty hot track. I ain't gonna
right.
front. Redman doing this thing on this one right here. Um, this nigga talking about y'all beef. Let's meet like Subway sandwiches. Yeah, pretty fun song.
Yeah, this was funky. You know, it had like a nice Eric Sermon beat, real funky melody, and I like the lines where Red says, "I'm your next door tenant that'll strip you down till you're barefooted like Eric Bennett. Half my brain is still experimenting. Doc already gone before the X kick in." And then I like the chorus. He's like, "Jump, get up, all my niggas in the house, jump." And then George Clinton is at the end talking his spacey shit, like he's stuck in the '70s on One Nation Under a Groove. And I thought they could have used George Clinton more in the song, and they saved him for last. And I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I guess people that followed them from like the beginning of Funkadelic could understand what he was saying. I didn't understand what he was saying and shit, but it's George Clinton. He's a legend. So I thought it was a dope song. This could have been a single too, like because anything with George Clinton is fire. So I think this could have been a single. You know.
Exactly. All right. Then we get to motherfucker. Shit. It's a cool song. He's pretty much saying motherfucker after every line and stuff like that.
Right.
Pretty entertaining, vintage Redman. That's all I'm gonna say on that one.
Yeah, motherfucker. It was a dope beat, by DJ Twins, his longtime DJ, and I like the scratches on it, the beat. Just him. It sounded like he was like it was like a freestyle type of joint, and he says bricks and Shaolin, watch us link, motherfucker. Stores will run out of paper and ink, motherfucker. And then he's like calling out the different cities, New York, motherfucker, Detroit, motherfucker. Fire joint. It was cool. It was a nice like little album filler cut.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying on that one.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna get to Bricks 2 featuring D-Don, Double O, Roz, Sugar Bear, and Pace One. Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about this track like that. To give it a buck.
Bricks 2. This was I like the beat. It was melodic, nice beat from Eric Sermon. Nice xylophone. It sounded like a xylophone on it. The bass line was dope. Like a posse cut with his people from New Jersey, Governor Maddock and Roz is actually his sister. Because Roz, if you remember, anybody that heard the Eric Sermon Double or Nothing album from 1995, she was on that album. I think I forgot the name of that song. There's a song on Double or Nothing where Roz is on there, and that beat they actually used that beat for a Sprite commercial back in the '90s. But Roz is Redman's blood sister. I remember when I was watching the Souls of Mischief 93 Till Infinity documentary. He was on there because he was talking about like his sister is a big Souls of Mischief fan. She's a big Hyro head, and she's obsessed with like Souls of Mischief more than his music. So Roz is actually his real sister. So that's Roz is on the joint, and who else they had on here? They had D Double O, D Don, Sugar Bear. I think Sugar Bear was the guy that was on the MTV Cribs with him. Like when he showed his crib.
Yeah.
Remember there was another guy in there. There was I think that was Sugar Bear. That was the dude that was sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, that's Sugar Bear.
Yeah, that was Sugar Bear. So Roz, I like Roz's verse, and she said I'm from the BRICKS, and my squad is hot. Any beat they bless, and any squad that tests, they're gonna meet their death. Ask yourself, do you really need that stress? I thought it was dope. I would have loved to hear like Def Squad on here, like Keith Murray and Marley G on here, but it was a cool track. Nothing really big about it.
I feel you on that. All right, so next we got Is Wrong for That featuring Keith Murray. One of my favorite tracks off this album. I kind of see it as like a braggadocio and how motherfuckers be like getting mad people living their life. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And I kind of this is what I have to say. Like I'm gonna bring up this whole coronavirus into it because I remember I had a little friend I used to fuck once in a while during the whole epidemic and shit before she got pregnant. Yeah, before she got pregnant and stuff. It's not my baby. It's not my baby. But yeah, and people will get mad at me because it's like, why are you having sex during the epidemic? I'm just like, I'm not gonna stop having sex because we all in a quarantine and stuff like that. That's ludicrous and shit. You know what I'm saying? If I feel
I
like
like the way
fucking,
Red just threw that out there. Like, yeah, I was fucking this chick and then she got pregnant, but it's not my kid. Billie Jean, the girl is not my. The baby's not mine. The girl is not my lover. She's just a friend who says
but
I'm the
yo,
one.
she told me she got pregnant like 2 days after we fucked. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Oh my lord! Are you sure it's not yours?
It's not
You better
mine.
take it to more. You might have to take it to what's her name? Saggy Titty Margaret. You might have to take it there.
Hey. Let me tell you something. She said it was her ex's. So I did the math, and
Listen,
by the time we started, it was way after she.
never
Yeah.
believe when a woman says that, like, oh, the baby's not for you, it's for my ex, because you don't know. She could be lying her ass over. Then, like 9 years later, you hear about, oh, Reg, this is you. This is Reg Jr. He
Trust
looks
me.
just like you.
Trust me. My sperm is secure, my friend. Let me just say that. My sperm is secure. If I feel like giving my sperm out, I'm gonna give my sperm out. Let's just say that.
A movie episode, yes, a movie episode in the making. Facts. Oh man.
Shit. When I
All
fuck,
three of us
I
gonna be
fuck.
on it. Ashley gonna be in the audience and shit. I'm gonna be on there vouching for him. Like, she's lying, Maury.
Oh
He slept with her
shit.
6 months before. Cause he told me.
Oh my god. Hey, it's not my baby. I ain't complaining. Shit.
You are the father. Reg Jr. And he looked like Reg too.
Shit. Oh god.
Wow.
But yeah,
I hope
but
she
yeah,
ain't watching this, Reg. I hope she ain't watching. You ain't telling you had a channel, right?
nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
I hope she never stumble upon this video and shit.
Talking about, oh really? Okay, I gotta start playing that.
That's how you feel. Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. Taking you to Judge
You,
Judy.
you know when females think they got something on a man, they always say, "Oh, you think you bad now?
Word.
You
Right?
think
Hit
you
you with that
bad?"
paternity test.
It is.
It's out the blue.
And then when the black females say, "I'm done," that means she ain't done.
Bro. Yo.
White females, they just be like, "I don't know what to say."
Judge Judy
I
is
just don't
mean,
know.
yo. Like she ain't as lenient as Maury and shit. Like Judge Judy is a mean ass old lady.
Hell no, I would never go to Judge Judy.
You know what I mean?
I'll go to Maybelline first. And she can get it too.
Yo.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say on that.
But yeah, wrong for that. I like that. I like the chorus though, like because Red is asking, asking the listener like, if I want to go out late and fuck a chick raw, am I wrong for that? You know what I'm saying? I get what he's saying. If I walk into a club with my hand on the snub, beating out security because I don't give a fuck, am I wrong for that? That's what he's asking us. You know what I'm saying? I like Keith Murray's verse. He said, I live in the streets, reside with the Thule. I kill you like it's a part of my religion duty. Street sweeper thugs, keeping sweeping thugs under the rugs. Even females who think they thug. I think that was fire. Not the best Keith Murray verse because I've heard him come better than this, but it was dope. It was like a nice Death Squad collabo. Would have been nice to hear Eric Sermon jump on this track as well, but it's one of my favorites of this album.
For real, bro. I definitely see you on that. It definitely has like a Death Squad feel,
Yeah,
like El Nino feel to it,
yeah.
but
Yes.
the better part of El Nino.
And I like El Nino. I
Yeah.
love that album. The same way you love China Doll, I love El Nino.
Okay. Hey, I never said I love China though. I said I tolerated it.
No, you tolerate it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
I
still
thought you
sucks.
was
It
like
still sucks.
defending that album like you Superman. I gotta put my cape on to defend China Doll.
Yeah,
Like
I'll
this,
defend
like
China Dog over the
this is
firm.
China Doll is Lois Lane, and you defending Lois Lane China Doll. I'm like, you defending that album? Shit.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Like I said, lyrically, China Doll is decent. I'm just gonna say, lyrically is decent.
There's nothing decent about China Doll. That's just me.
Oh shit. Oh, Judge Joe Brown, man.
Oh
That was
God.
my dog. That was my dog, man.
I haven't seen too much of him. How is he though? Is he mean?
Oh, he be calling people crackheads.
Who's the other black judge with the glasses?
I forgot his name.
He
Judge
was a mean
Mathis.
one.
Judge Mathis.
Judge Mathis. He was a mean one, yo. Like
Man,
him and Judge Judy together. You don't want that.
Judge Mathis, he needed his ass beat one day.
Yo,
Oh,
this is crazy.
yo, Judge Mathis, he be getting on my nerves. At least Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe
Mm.
Brown, he be funny. Judge Mathis, I just be like, yo, why you mad though?
Yeah, yeah. Wrong for that. I love that track. One of the better tracks on this album.
Alright. Mm. Alright, so speaking of judges,
Yes.
Judge Juniqua.
Oh Lord.
Yo, he was watching hella TV.
Yeah. I told you, Redman had that. He got bit by that Hollywood bug, yo. He was like doing like mad shit. He
Oh
was
my
starring
god.
in like what was it not Cedar Chucky, Bada Chucky. I think he was in no Cedar Chucky was in that one. If I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
wow.
Him and forgot the sister name. Damn, it'll come to me later. Yeah, he was in Cedar Chucky, not Bada Chucky.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. One of the worst sequels of the Child's Play franchise.
I heard some bad things about it too. I'm not even
Yeah.
bother watching it.
Child, we still don't know if the child was a hermaphrodite or not. You know what I mean? Jennifer Tilly. Thank you, Ronnie. That's who it was. Yeah, because she's the sister of Meg Tilly. Meg Tilly was in I think Cycle 3 or Cycle 2, one of them.
She's a white girl, isn't she?
I believe so, but she looked kind of chinky.
Let me see a picture of Jennifer Tilly.
She like her eyes look Asianish. Oriental. I don't want to offend the community, but yeah, it was Jennifer Tilly, Redman. They were like the main characters of that.
Yo, she kind of fine though.
Yeah, yeah. She was fine. I haven't seen her in a long time. She was fine back then.
Shit. She must be Asian if she's good at head though. I ain't gonna front. They say Asians are always good at head and shit. So
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
I think he got killed in Cedar Chucky.
who Redman?
Yeah, but he was on his acting bug. Like I think that's what reflected this album. There's a lot of too many skits on here, and they all were like cinematic.
Exactly.
Yeah, Judge Uniqua, she's like the ghetto Judge Judy, and the plaintiff is La Quinta Pinka Jones, and the defendant is the Dejanay Brown, and La Quinta is basically suing Dejanay because she stole her man from her and they had a baby together, and Judge Juniqua is basically telling them like because she asked for the birth certificate and they didn't have any to prove that the baby with um was with Dejanay. So the judge asking both women like, "Did you suck his dick?" And I think LaQuinta said no, and it like the case went to in Dejanay's favor or whatever. And yeah, that was that was crazy. It was a crazy skit. But like again, it's something that I could see it like on the big screen. You know.
Shit. Yeah, that's crazy as hell, man. This whole
Yeah.
album's an acid trip.
This whole album is bananas.
So now we in That Bitch featuring Missy Elliott.
Yes.
Believe it or not, this is possibly maybe my favorite track on this album. Believe
I
it or
like
not.
This should have been a single for sure.
You, Missy was hot at that time. It should have
Mm-hmm.
definitely been a single.
A missed opportunity by Def Jam. I don't know
Missed
why.
opportunity.
I don't know.
Shit, I don't know. I always love when Missy says "bitch" and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
you's a bitch.
Yep, exactly.
Yo, Missy Elliott, man. I don't give a damn what nobody says. One of my favorite female rappers ever. I don't give a damn. Shit, we got to put some respect on Missy
Yes,
one day, man.
for sure. I was thinking about that too. I'm like, we never discussed Missy on here.
Yo, I got her second album too.
Yeah, I got her first three. I got her first 3 albums.
Oh, Super Duper
Yeah,
Fly one day. Yes.
definitely
Woo!
classic.
Yes. Hell, we can even do a discography breakdown. I'm
Oh
down,
yeah,
man. Fuck.
for sure. She deserves it. That
Yes.
definitely in my top 5. I know I had another discussion about that actually. Like some people feel like Lauryn Hill is top 5 with one album, but I feel like Missy carried the torch after Lauryn, passed it.
You know what? I love Lauryn Hill, but the way the hip hop community dick rides her is hilarious.
Yeah,
We
she
gonna talk about
she.
it. No,
I mean, if
you
you
go.
think about it, Missy. I mean, I like Eve too. I don't know if I would put Eve in top 5, but I think Missy, her discography is solid. What's the last female MC that we could say had a solid discography? Because it's damn sure not Foxy and Kim.
Hell no, especially not Kim. Hell no.
Not Kim. No. You know what I'm saying? But
Jesus.
I think definitely Missy, I would put Missy over Lauren. And Lauren is great, but she got one album. Missy got a whole discography of solid work and the
and that
features.
and that album, she was barely rapping. She was singing.
Right. And she wasn't as lyrical as Lauren. But I think, like I said, like where Lauren dropped the baton, Missy picked it up and she ran with it in the 2000s. And I think she's definitely a legend. And we got to salute her,
Shit.
you know.
I'm down,
And,
man.
and this was a dope song. Like I like the beat has like a disco beat to it, nice bass line. And this was like an ode to like women like that ride or die chick. Like, the same way Apache did Gangsta Bitch in 1993. This was like Gangsta Bitch 2001, but in Redman's version. And you had Missy on here, and Missy was in her bag. This is like around the time of I think So Addictive came out that same year. I remember picking this album up and So Addictive at the same time. And the line she says I run shit, done shit, pop a gun shit, slap a bum bitch. And I love the chorus, that bitch that I love to fuck, take it in the butt. When the doc comes, she won't wipe it up. That was Red's part. Love that joint. And I think it was a dope song. This should have been a single, should have had a video for this. Def Jam dropped the ball on this, and it was great, man.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Next track, Dogs 2, featuring DMX. This was another pretty solid track.
Yeah,
Redman produced and shit like that. So I kind of I like this track. It's like a club banger and stuff like that.
right here.
Um, I want to say like DMX was just barking and
What
stuff
was
like
that
that.
actually? Because it doesn't say featuring DMX though.
It's a
Like I
sample.
thought it was just a sample.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's a
mean?
sample.
And the first part is on Doc's name, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this was dope. The beat is different. I don't know what to call it because it sounded like crunk. It sounded like it was a different type of beat. You got to hear it. It's like a different type of vibe for the production on this, and even the way Redman was rhyming, like he started off like I want to say like in a 80s type of flow, like a run DMC type of flow, and then at the end of his bar, he starts speeding it up.
Hmm.
Like he says, what kind of nigga that'll steal your car at night as soon as you turn off the lights? And then he starts speeding it up, and he says, I know you're not prepared, Doc. Pop the flares for the niggas under the stairs, blah blah blah. And it was weird, but yeah, definitely a different type of song for Redman. I liked it. It would have been cool if DMX was actually like on the song, because like I know it's a sample, but he could have gotten DMX to do the chorus. But I thought it was dope, and yeah, I liked it. Definitely a dope song.
Gotcha. I see what y'all are saying.
And then
Then we
after the
go.
song, we got another skit.
Jesus
You want to talk
Christ.
about the other skit, or just skip that?
You can skip it. I mean, if you want to talk
Skip
about
it.
it, you can.
I mean, okay, this skit is another character from Doctor named Nasty Naj, and she's a traffic report, and then they're talking about, you know, there's Sheena, a girl from Colley Park, Georgia, named Sheena. She calls up and she's talking about how they're they're selling. She's talking about how to the news station that they're selling cocaine down here and it's red hot. And then Chester calls up and he says, you know, on 19th and 13th Ave in Jersey, they're selling weed. But and it was, I don't know, that was just a stupid skit. It didn't make no sense. That one could have been left off the album, but that's the skit after Dogs 2.
Interesting. All right. Track number 20. What I'm gonna do now? It's a kind of a track. I'm not really too crazy about this one to keep it a buck.
Right,
I guess it has something to do with the beat.
right. Not
You
a
know.
not a great Redman song. He said, I wetted my tape underground leakage. It hit the ear, and you swear you found Jesus. But it wasn't a great Rockwaller beat, so that was like just like a throwaway track to me.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're. Yeah, Rockwilder, he can be kind of hit or miss sometimes and shit, but
Yeah,
it is what
yeah.
it is. Then we get into the Superman Lover 5. No, but this is different because we have part one of
Right.
Superman Lover, where the beat was pretty dope. Interesting story about this track. I was looking up the Complex interview where he was talking about the Superman Lovers,
Um,
and he pretty much, with this song right here, it had like a very black exploitations feel to it, and he pretty much, talked about how he was influenced by the movie "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," classic
right.
movie.
Hmm.
Keenan Ivory Wayans, Anne Marie Johnson, all that shit,
Right.
and pretty much, he pretty much like what we talked about with the whole movies and stuff like that. Just
Right.
had that feel towards it. And he made Eric Sermon get the movie or watch it over and over and over again and stuff like that too. So yeah, man, definitely a very cool track. You can't go wrong with the Superman lovers. You can't go wrong
Right.
with them.
This
But
is
this one,
before streaming and Netflix and all that. So we still had Blockbuster Video and all that back then.
oh, Black Blockbuster. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like very dope
Like
track right here. This
right in the beginning of when DVDs were being bought out. You know.
hmm
Um. This now. There's a skit and then there's a Superman level part 5 and 6. Um. This skit is basically like he shows up at this Spanish chick's house and she lets him in and they talk for a little. Then she starts getting hot and horny. She starts taking off her clothes. They start doing it, and then it goes into part 5.
mm.
I can tell Red is already like bored with this album. 23 tracks, yo. This should have been a double album.
Bro, not even double albums are this long and stuff, man.
And it's so ironic that his homeboy Method Man did the same thing with Takal Part 2. That was like what 27, 28 tracks. That should have been a double as well.
Mm.
You
True,
know.
true.
We still on part 5?
Um, part 5, part 2.
No, it's part 5 and part 6. Right?
Huh. No, because like it's two Superman levels. It's like part 1 and part 2.
Okay. So it's Superman level part 5, part 1, and then Superman level part 5, part 2. That's how they did
Yeah,
it. My bad. I thought it
yeah.
was part 6. Okay.
No, you good.
So we on part 1.
Yeah, but I think did you say your
No, I
your
was talking
thoughts
about
on
the
part
skit.
1?
No, this skit was after um the Superman lover skit was after what I'm gonna do now, and then it went into the actual part 5. I mean part 1 of part 5. Did you skip over the skit? This skit with him and the Spanish mommy?
I guess I did skip over that. I
Yes,
got
there was a
confused
little
on
skit
that.
like I said, like him and the Spanish chick hooked up, and then it went into part 5. And then I like part like the beat was groovy, was a nice beat. The scratches was dope. He basically talking about how when he was getting it on with the Spanish chick, he went limp. when he went limp, he lost his mojo. So he's basically on the hunt for who stole his mojo. Like, you know, like how Stella got her groove back. Who stole
Mm-hmm.
Superman Lover's mojo? So he's been in part one. He's basically talking about like, you know, going on a hunt for the person that stole his mojo and why he can't perform no more in bed. And he said, I'm looking for my mojo. Where it at? Got an APB on it, dog. Where it at? And then you got like some girl singing on the chorus. I didn't care for the singing. And he says, who taking my women? Who taking my chickens around Thanksgiving? Now that's pimping. So that's basically what the story for this sequel is. He's basically on a hunt for his mojo and who's taking it. Now when we get to part 6, he gets some clues from there's a guy, I forgot the name of the guy. There's a guy that he got a clue from, and he has to pay him. The guy asks him for, what do you want? The guy asks him, I want you to pay me in 10 Whoppers and fries. and he asks his ex, he says, from the tech blow, I asked my ex hoes, pass off some info for a pair of XOs. You know, XO was popular back then with the women, a women's line or whatever. And the guy that he paid the Whoppers and fries to, he tells him that there's a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes that he believes is a suspect. But when we get to the end, there's no, it's to be continued. So we don't know if the guy that he paid off the burgers and fries to is the actual guy that took his mojo. So it was to be continued. So the track stopped short at that point. I don't remember him doing part 6 on Red Gone Wild. I have to go back. It's been years since I heard that album, so I got to go back and listen to that album. I don't think he did a sequel on the Reggie album either.
He did a sequel in Red Gone Wild. He didn't do nothing for Reggie, which
okay. So I got to go back.
I was even shocked.
I got to go back and hear part 6. So yeah, so that's where it leaves off at.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So Superman Lover 5 Part 2. I felt like this was vintage Redman and stuff. It kind of reminds me, which it kind of confused me because if you remember the Muddy Waters album and stuff like that, he did it when he did Superman Lover 3. He had the first beat with that same sample that Nas used for One Love, but in the second beat, it's like a lot more funkier. Yeah. I wish they would have done that the same way, but I can understand why they did it like that and stuff like that. But yeah, and
I think it was lazy. It was lazily done, and they're like these 2 parts. They wasn't like long. They were like short tracks.
Exactly.
Not one of my favorite sequels. Like I prefer the first and second ones, and the third one. Like the first 3 sequels were like the best. This one here, the fact that he put both like 2 parts for part 5, it's real confusing, and I didn't care for it.
Interesting. And according to Redman, the story for the second part of Superman Lover 5 was the fact that Superman Lover had a hots for Jane, and she was fucking with some white guy and stuff like that.
Right. He mentioned Jane.
Shoot. Like I said, with Superman Lover 3, he was messing with Jane too and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, man. EPMD with them Jane series. Those used to be my joints.
Like again, this could have been, like I always said, he should have made like a long form mini movie for just the Superman Lover saga. I feel like real hip hop heads would have definitely wanted to see that, like a video for that, like a little story, like from the first one to the second one, when he was dealing with like the there's like some aliens being involved in the second one, and the third one, and you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like he could have made like a little mini movie for this, and maybe this would have sold the album as well. You know what I'm saying? You drop the album, and then like a couple months later, you drop the long form video for, the Superman Lover saga. I still feel like you should do that. Like it's not too late. I feel, especially now with social media, I think he could pull it off. But Yeah, like the first three in the saga were my favorites. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember part six. I gotta go back and listen to Red Gone Wild. It's been years since I heard that album. That was like his. That was like the last one on Def Jam, right? Or was it Reggie?
Reggie was the last one I
Reggie.
did.
Yeah, cause
Mm-hmm.
Red Gone Wild didn't get a lot no promotion, and now they did Reggie. So I felt I slept on those albums. I know Reggie is just terrible though, but Red Gone Wild was actually decent. I just don't remember part six on there, so I gotta go back and listen.
Shit, man. It's like Redman finally made an album called Reggie, and it sucked.
Damn, like if he imagine if he called that his first album in
Oh
'92 instead
god.
of what the album. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like we knew his name even back then, but nobody was calling him Reggie Noble. We called him Redman. So
Mm-hmm. All right, and the last track is called "Smash Something." Yeah, man, Def Jam Vendetta days, man. I used to love this song every time Redman used
mm,
to come on the scene.
yeah,
Um, it's a solid track. You know, it's dated and stuff
mm,
like that. That beat is kind of dated, but
right.
pretty solid.
Yeah, this was the second single. I remember seeing a video for this. This was the second single, produced by Adam F. What up, Ashley?
What's up,
Mhm.
Ash?
And I didn't like it as a second single. I just felt like it had like a commercial play. But I just feel like this is not Redman. Like Redman is going for that radio exposure. I mean, I like the beat though, but I just feel like it wasn't a good second single. I feel like he could have picked something else like that bitch or you know what I'm saying. But it was okay to end the album on.
I agree. All right, so overall, when I first heard this album years ago, I have to be honest with y'all.
Mhm.
I immediately thought this was his worst album to date. However, I heard the Reggie album, but looking back now, it's not as bad as I remembered it. I'm not gonna front. It's not as bad as I remembered. I just feel like the album was just all over the place,
Right.
way too overly cinematic. I mean, come on. I mean, I just felt like this whole album could have been, if it was trimmed down like 6 songs, took like some skits out, it would have
Yeah.
probably been up there with Doc's the Name and stuff like that.
Right.
I just felt like with this album, it could have been a lot better, but at the same time, it's not a bad album in my
Right.
opinion. I just felt like if you love Redman, you should know what to expect. But I wasn't expecting this, so I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5.
I think when I first heard the album, like I felt like it was a bunch of filler tracks. I still feel like that. Like there's a bunch of filler tracks on here, but some of these tracks I like. Wrong for that. I think is a banger. Um, uh, uh, that bitch. I feel like that should have been a single with Missy. They missed they dropped the ball with that. Um, what else I like on here? Let's Get Dirty. That was a great first single. You know, Bricks 2. Um, the bullshit. Like he had some joints on here. Eric Sherman. He still had that classic Def Squad sound. But the skits, it was way too many skits on it. This is like this is most album where you have this many skits. Like you didn't have that many on Muddy Waters and on Days of Dark Side. And I just felt like it was I think like that was besides the bad promotion, that's what made this album like not good because of the too many skits on there. Some of them you keep, like the Judge Janiqua one, that was funny. And the Maury one with Mercedes and Ray Ray, that was funny. The other skits could have been going. Like I don't like it. I just think that um it was way too many skits, and then you had like skits on top of skits. You know what I'm saying? And there's no reason why this album should have been 23 tracks, unless it's actual tracks that you have, and not half of them were like skits. You know what I'm saying? The theme of the album, I like. I just don't feel like the theme of the album go with the album cover. Like Malpractice, like yeah, they named the roller coaster Malpractice, but I just feel like the album cover should have reflected the theme of the album. You know what I'm saying? And I think they dropped the ball
Yeah,
with that, as well as the promotion and it being delayed so many times. And I don't know if he ever had like a different version of this album. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason besides the album getting delayed. Maybe he had like a different version of this album. I never heard it. If he do, I would like to hear that version and hear like the early advanced copy of this album compared to what we got. But I mean, I still think it's better than Reggie. It's better than that album. I even say it's better than Red Gone Wild. But I don't like
I
the skits.
agree.
That's the drawback. I don't like the skits. The skits is way too many skits, except for like the 2 or 3 that I mentioned. All the other skits could have been cut off the album. And like it could have been more singles. Like that bitch with Missy could have been a certified hit. Even the joint with jump with George Clinton could have been a hit. And I would give it a 3. It's not a bad album. I mean I'm a diehard Redman fan from '92, from Blow Your Mind all the way to now. I love Redman. I think he's top 10, top 15 or 20 of all time. He is a legend to me. One of the best out of Jersey. And I definitely and I know I've said this before. I have enjoyed this album more than There's a Dark Side, but There's a Dark Side that don't have like the skits that this album have. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay, I see you saying.
like I know like people. This is the thing. Like people say like. Well, I made this point a couple weeks ago. Like when Damn dropped, I was saying this to Waka actually. When Damn dropped, an hour later, people were already deeming that a classic. You gotta sit with these albums for months and for years and even decades before that term even get in the conversation. When There's a Dark Side came out in '94, nobody was saying it was a classic. Okay, 20 years later, in this era, people say it's a classic. That's cool. It's just never been one of my favorite Redman albums. You know what I'm saying? I remember saying that yes, I like this album more than There's a Dark Side, but with there wasn't that many skits. Cause I think I would have hated that album if it had this many skits like on Malpractice. But I do like the album. I just feel like it's not a classic by any means. It's just way too many skits. But there's songs on here that I like. I like more songs on here than I did on There's a Dark Side. But it's not. We failed. Me being on the Redman Street team, we failed this album. I failed Redman from having this album at least go gold. I don't even think it went gold, but we failed. The street team failed him because this could have been promoted so much more, and Def Jam could have promoted it with other singles than just the 2 that we got. And I blame them for that. But I feel like this is a solid 3 album. I just don't like the skits. I skip over the skits when I play it. And for the diehard Redman fan, I would suggest like if you love Redman, if you have his discography in your collection, you definitely must have this album as well. You know what I'm saying? It went gold, Ronnie said. That's cool because I didn't even know that. But I definitely think that it'll get appreciated years later. Like I don't even think it gets appreciated now. I think years later, when we look back at Redman's discography, that it'll be one of those albums like let me go back and listen to Malpractice. It was slept on heavily, and that is my thoughts on it. I think I'll give it a 3. And there was some. I still love Eric Summer production. I think he was still in his bag on this album. But it wasn't like his best stuff. I think it was like I said, like it was like just regular album cuts, album filler. But I still bump it. Like it's still some joints on there that you can play. So that's my feelings on Malpractice.
Okay. Yeah, and I want to say this album's out of print too.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but it's not expensive though.
Man.
All right, so Ashley, how you doing?
Get up.
All right.
Maybe Michael Jackson video, Beat It. That was my
Smooth
introduction
Criminal.
to Michael.
Smooth Criminal for me too.
When Beat It came out, it was like the first video with like a story, and MTV was forced to play because they wasn't playing like African American videos before him.
Mm-mm.
So that's an iconic video. Like I made my mother run to the store to get that Beat It jacket for me with the zippers and everything, and so that's the video for me, man. Like him moonwalking and dancing with the street thugs. That's the video for me.
First nigga to bring Bloods and Crips together and shit too.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Just by dancing. How crazy is that? You think
First nigga.
you think Chris Brown could do that now?
Hell no.
No.
You know?
Oh shit. Fuck Chris.
Oh.
Yo, niggas really are hyping up this whole Drake and Kanye versus battle and shit.
Is that happening?
Oh,
Shit, I heard they're trying to make it happen.
good.
Oh god, crazy
Don't know,
Kanye. There's no telling what he might say online.
don't those two
Mm-hmm.
have beef with one another?
Exactly. I'm
Really?
like yeah, because he you know he told Drake to stay away from his wife. He told Nick Cannon to stay away from Kim and all that.
Mhm.
Jesus. Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean?
Anyway, I'm gonna stay on here for about a couple of minutes
They
before
mentioned the after show after the Warren Rick Ross and 2 Chainz battle. Didn't like that. I didn't even watch the whole thing.
Yeah, that
They
was boring.
mentioned yeah, that was boring. They mentioned like for other potential matchups. They did mention Maxwell against D'Angelo. I want to see that. Hopefully they can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned Busta Rhymes against Missy.
That would be
Um
hot.
yes, definitely. I don't know how people say like they're similar. Like they had the best videos in the 90s. I don't feel like their style is similar though. You know? They mentioned it was supposed to be. I know Tim Lennon put up a post this week about having Sade versus Anita Baker. He switched that and wants Anita Baker to face Shaka Khan. They mentioned Usher and Justin Timberlake, which I wanted that for a minute. I think that should happen.
Oh,
Usher will
wow.
walk the floor with Justin Timberlake.
You think so? You think
Hell
so?
yeah. Usher will
Hey,
mop the
don't sleep
floor
on just.
with Justin.
I was never an NSYNC fan, but when Justin went solo, that I fuck with Justin. I think he
Uh,
has some classics, man. Justified and Love Future Sex Love Sounds. Those two are like my favorite Justin Timberlake albums.
okay, but Usher got nice and slow. You don't have to
Yeah,
call.
I know.
Love in this
And
hell. Love in this club.
Justin could go in his ballad bag and pick out, what is that joint? Before the End of Time and Gone and all that. You know, what's that NSYNC song where they were like in the mental institute? I forgot the name of that joint.
I don't know that one.
I drive myself crazy. That joint, yeah, like I like that song. Even though I wasn't fucking with NSYNC at that time, but I saw the video so much on TRL back then. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, that would be and they both can dance their ass off. So Justin could dance. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be a great matchup. They mentioned Tony against Mint Condition, which I think Tony
Ooh.
Ooh,
they will beat them.
that yes. Tony,
That,
Tony,
that
Tony,
that's
yes.
gonna be a landslide. I don't think Mint Condition got 20 hits compared to Tony, but
Well, I can always find that out.
right.
Mhm.
They mentioned a lot of potential, but they always do this. You know how when they talk and they talk these things up, and then we never get the battle that we want. They mention
Right.
that like, they always do that. So, but hopefully they stick with it this time. I would love to see Maxwell against D'Angelo. That would be a great matchup for R&B, the neo soul, and especially the black eye that neo soul artists are taking right now because of Jaguar Wright. You know, but and she called everybody. She called the whole neo soul community out. She called
Except
everybody
for
out, but music and Bilal. Everybody else got called out. You know, and
boy,
we
like
definitely need
she
that.
even at the whole soul query.
Yeah, the whole Soul Aquarians. You know what I'm saying? She called everybody out. So they definitely need
um,
that matchup. Who else he mentioned? He mentioned some Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia, which
Yeah.
that was supposed to happen like 2 months ago, but for whatever reason, DJ Paul postponed it. But hopefully that we get that at some point. 8 Ball and MJG against UGK. You mentioned that. That would be a good one. There was a lot of potential battles they mentioned. Rihanna versus Beyonce. They mentioned that. That's if Beyonce is gonna do it.
right. That's what that is a
That can't
Rihanna's gonna do it.
right. That if they have that, that's gonna be on title. That's not gonna be on Instagram. They can't hold that many people for that.
For Jay-Z gonna hell no.
Right. G Unit
Oh,
versus Dipset. You mentioned that one. I would like to see that. I think 50 would do it. I think he would do it for against Dipset.
you
You
do it
know?
for New York.
Yeah. There was some others, but yeah, like they still got this. It's on Swiss Beats IG page if you want to see the interview. It's like 27 minutes long, and they talked about potential battles coming up. So,
Oh,
Boyz
shit.
II Men and Jodeci, they mentioned that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I want to see that. Boyz II Men and Jodeci, definitely
Mm.
want to see that.
I want to see T.I. versus Ludacris, but
Yeah. Well, we had Luda against Nelly already.
Yeah.
TLC versus SWV. Somebody mentioned that.
Yeah, I remember that getting mentioned.
Yeah.
But it would only just be T-Boz and Chili.
Well, what they did was like there's some guy that was on the live with them, and Timbaland said he's gonna have him be
I see.
responsible for the R&B stuff. So like the other guy that was on there, I guess he's gonna be doing the R&B battles. He's gonna like be in charge of like putting the R&B battles together or whatever. Yeah, that'll be dope. I watched it, Q. I thought Black is King was a beautiful visual album. I actually enjoyed it. I'm not a big Beyonce fan, but I watched it and Jay-Z's in there, Pharrell, who else is in there? Burna Boy. Like she got a lot of cameos in there. It was actually a good visual album. Tina Marie. He mentioned Biggie and Pac. I'm like, well, who's gonna represent both?
Right.
If you do Biggie and Pac.
I think Carcino was doing some shit like that last night on his channel.
Biggie and Pac?
A verse between Biggie and Pac, him and this other nigga.
Yeah, Timbaland mentioned that, but I don't know who. I guess they would get Voletta Wallace to be for Biggie, and who's gonna be for Pac? The Outlaws?
Right, because his mom's been gone. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. That would be low key disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
How that gonna work?
Favorite song from the Neptunes that they produced? It's too many, man. Favorite Neptunes joint. I love the Khalees Caught Out There joint. I like that. Grinding, the clips. There's so many joints. The stuff they did for Justin about Rock Your Body. Love that joint.
Mm-hmm.
You Don't Have to Call for Usher. There's so many joints the Neptunes did. Shalimar verse. They're not even together. You gotta get these cats together.
Yeah.
That is if Jody and Howard and Jeffrey want to be in the same room with one another.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how you getting them together? They ain't talked for years. You gonna get them together for one day?
Mm-mm.
How about Peabo Bryson versus Jeffrey Osborne?
Oh.
Is Peabo alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peabo.
Yeah,
Peebo's alive.
He ain't dead.
My bad.
He just had a heart attack recently, though.
Right.
Yeah, he lived to tell about it. Okay. Yeah, Super Thug. I forgot about that one. Super Thug was great. Shalimar. I don't know who Shalimar would battle.
Royce Royce.
Club Nouveau. Club Nouveau.
Who?
Club Nouveau.
That won't be a bad battle. That won't be too bad. How about Keith Sweat versus Bobby Brown?
Oh Lord. Keith Sweat winning that.
Yeah.
Bobby got hits, but he ain't the same.
No.
Tevin Campbell versus Shanice. Shanice ain't got 20 hits. No.
Tevin.
Shanice.
Fuck Shanice, man.
Shanice ain't got 20 hits.
I like your smile. That one about Mint
everything
Condition versus. Who mentioned that one with Mint Condition versus?
That was Timbaland. Mint Condition versus Tony.
Oh, Mint Condition got 21 hits.
They got 21 hits. I only know about 4.
What?
You're not my daddy.
They got more than that,
man.
Okay. I wasn't big on Mint Condition. That's why I don't know.
Oh, they got more than that. They got more than that. I know. My mom loves their music. She got a lot of their stuff.
You're not my daddy. You're mine, man.
Shanice is old school. Is he like from what? Like early 1990?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had I Love Your Smile.
I only know that one song from her. What she got? What 20 years she got?
She also got When I See You Smile
I don't know
and
that one.
When I close
Can
my eyes.
yeah that one and like Can You Dance?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. She had that. I think that was her first hit.
Yeah, that shit was hot though. I like that shit. I'm not even a big Shawnee's fan. I was like, why can't she do shit like this except for that I Like Your Smile crap? Like,
Right.
I know Reg don't like that song. I know he don't
Uh,
like that
oh,
song.
like that.
Donna Summer.
Like
Donna Summer versus who? Diana Ross.
Donna Summer dead.
I know, but I mean, he
Yeah,
mentioned
but
Big and Pop.
who?
So if they're
Oh,
gonna do dead verses at some point, that could be a good one.
yeah, but who are really gonna do it on their behalf?
That's the thing. There's a problem because like anybody under 35, they're not gonna know who the hell Donna Summer is. They're not going to see that.
Actually,
No.
Anybody
yeah.
over, huh?
Donna Summer's popping the LGBT
Well, I
community,
know,
so
but the
yeah.
exception is you and Ashley. I'm talking about like the regular kid, the regular 14-year-old don't know who the hell Donna Summer is. They're not
Oh
going to
yeah,
see
that's
that.
right.
And then anybody over 35, they're not going to see none of these new artists out. So Timbaland and Swizz, they might have to break it up into like, the old school verses and then the new school verses.
Wait a minute.
Hmm.
Where the produce? I'm waiting for the beat battles. Like where the producers at? Like
They
Eric Sermon
mentioned, they
versus
mentioned,
MF Doom.
he mentioned, I think it was Alchemist. He mentioned it was Alchemist against somebody. He mentioned though. And he's like Alchemist is from their generation, so they consider Alchemist an old school producer.
True. I guess so.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, he mentioned Alchemist. I don't know who he said against Alchemist against who, but I know Harry said he wasn't doing it though. He was like, if they did it, it was gonna be like a celebration of a Prodigy.
I agree.
Mariah Carey versus Cameron White? Hell no. Cameron
What?
White got 20 hits.
I don't think she had that
He
many
ain't got
hits.
20.
She just had that
Tony Braxton he
Superwoman.
mentioned. He mentioned Tony Braxton. It was Tony Braxton against somebody. You gotta watch that video. It was Tony Braxton he mentioned Tony Braxton against somebody.
Oh, speaking of that, she got an album dropping towards
Yeah,
the end of the month. Spell My Name.
yeah. I'm gonna check it out. Mariah versus Tony. What do you think about that?
Oh,
Mariah.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Hell
you
yeah.
think
Mariah.
Mariah would?
How many
Hell
classic
yeah.
albums Tony Braxton got? Three?
No, she got more than that. She got more
You got
than
more than
that.
that?
I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
about 3 to 4.
Okay. Q-Tip against Easy Mo
At
B.
least.
I think Mo B winning that.
That's a hard one. I'm gonna go with Tip.
Q-Tip against Mo B. Cool G Rap and
Almost.
DJ Polo against LB. That would be a good one. Cause I know Rakim said he wanted to battle Kane, but Cool G Rap and DJ Polo
Yeah.
against LB and Rakim. That'd be a good one.
That would be for the culture.
Mm.
Yes,
Rakim
definitely.
and Kane.
I like that one.
Shit, Kane needs to get off his ass, man. Come on.
Look, he
Ashley,
been hiding.
Ronnie says, what's your favorite Luther Vandross album?
I I don't have a favorite album, Ronnie. I
And
don't.
who's your celebrity crush?
Oh God. I had a couple growing up when I was a kid. I know back when I was in high school, my biggest crush was two of the guys from High School Musical, and then somewhere along the lines it was God, who else? Who else?
You put it on the spot. She's blushing. You got put on the spot.
I know in high school my biggest crushes, like I said, the two guys from High School Musical, they were Zac Efron and Corbin Blue.
Right.
I know who else? Who else? I remember when I used to watch One on One, I used to have a crush on the guy who played Arnez. Only reason I remember him, he used to be on Cousin Skeeter
Okay.
back in the 90s.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but
You never heard of Cousin Skeeter?
nope.
Stop.
I never heard
Never
of him.
heard of Cousin Skeeter?
Try to say he never heard of Cousin
Never heard
Skeeter.
of him. No.
Oh
It was a
Lord.
show on Nickelodeon back in the late 90s. It was Bill Bellamy was the voice of Skeeter.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
started watching
god.
Nickelodeon like after like Count Duckula and shit was on there. So
Wait, what was that?
Count Duckula, that used to be like a cartoon on Nickelodeon back in like the
A
80s.
Canadian cartoon, right?
Was it?
Yeah, it was a
Was
Canadian
it?
cartoon.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Count Duckula. He's like a duck, but he's like a vampire duck.
I never heard of it, nor have I seen that. No, when during Reggie and my childhood,
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching stuff like Hey Arnold, Rugrats,
Mm-hmm.
Real
Rugrats.
Monsters,
Yeah.
Invader Zim, stuff like
So it
that.
was it all.
Yeah, Cat Dog and
Um,
Rocco's Modern Life and
yeah, I know that one.
oh yeah.
He said
I
he
know Ren
asked
and
you.
Stimpy used to be on there too.
Yeah, and then they went to MTV.
Yeah.
Now they're
I
bringing it
told
back.
Reg this. I think someone was on acid when they made that show.
Yo, they bringing
Ron,
back
I
Ron,
Ren and Stimpy too.
yes. Ronnie asked, "What's your favorite Missy Elliott song?" Actually,
mm, okay. I have more than one favorite Missy song. Get Your Freak On, The Rain, and Lose Control with Fat Man Scoop and Sierra.
Music makes you lose control.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this was Cousin Skeeter. Watch try.
Okay.
Well, you gonna laugh your ass off,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah. Oh yeah, the volume man.
That's 702.
Yeah,
Yeah,
702 did
wow.
the theme song for the show.
Word?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to watch this show.
What the hell? It's a puppet show?
Yeah.
Like Frank Jenkins?
Skeeter's the puppet, but everybody else is
Megan Good was on it?
yeah.
Oh wow.
This show was trippy as fuck.
How did I miss this?
I'm really surprised you did not know this show
I never
existed
knew
back
about
then.
Okay. Low key, when Nickelodeon had more black shows than BET.
Oh, remember Taina?
Hyena.
Taina.
I don't think
Yeah.
that one going.
Yeah, that show did not last long and they felt like it was too girly.
But
Hyena.
we have
But,
shows like Victorious and all that crap. But okay,
Which one?
we got shows like Victorious, but they said that's too girly.
I know, right?
Shit.
Yeah. Nickelodeon
Yeah.
ain't the same the way it used to be.
Hell no.
That's why the golden era of Nickelodeon for us was, I guess, the 80s and the 90s and some of the early 2000s stuff.
Yeah. After Drake and Josh, I fell off Nickelodeon.
I think to me Nickelodeon fell off when Big Time Rush was on there.
Oh God.
Yeah, I used to watch Big Time Rush and after that I just stopped.
Yeah. The Jonas Brothers. Ugh. Shit.
No, this long time ago before then. This was when
Oh
like to me I think when That's So Raven was ending and then Hannah Montana was the thing and you know,
I feel you.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey y'all. I actually gotta get ready to go. 'Cause I'm gonna call my mom before she goes to bed.
All
But
right.
the live we have like a music video thing where we're gonna do the live performances. We're gonna film that
oh shit,
Sunday.
when's that? Sunday, okay.
Sunday?
Yeah, I think I want to say Sunday. We can do it probably 9 or 10, but I'll give you a final answer by tomorrow.
Okay.
But you know how the copyright bullshit, so that might be a while
Oh yeah.
for it to be public. So, and this Monday we're gonna do the whole Mary album.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, Can't wait for that.
What time is the Mary review?
10 o'clock, so Monday.
That's on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Monday at 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Thank y'all so much for watching this video and stuff like that.
Mhm.
As y'all should know,
So we can.
Redman with that Malpractice. Not a bad album, but not your typical Redman album. That's just the best way to put it. As usual, y'all can follow me on Insta at MCRegMusic. Follow me on Twitter at RealReg1. Follow the Patreon. Hope everyone has a good and safe weekend. And peace.
Peace.
Ciao.